Hello students, let's continue with our chapter 4 Human Development and now move on to the next stage of development, that is adolescence. In this we are going about different aspects of development and also some challenges and core issues in adolescence. Those of you who are in this age group, roughly from 12 to 20 years, you will be able to relate to it and will be able to understand yourself better. So let's start. Adolescence is a transitional period between childhood and adulthood. The term adolescence derives from the Latin word adolescere, that means to grow into maturity. At this stage, the ability to reproduce is attained. It is the stage of life that begins at the onset of puberty, and with that it brings so many rapid changes biologically, psychologically, cognitively, and socially. At this stage, body grows rapidly in size. Also reproductive organs, they become fully functional. Thinking pattern changes. Reasoning develops. And also they develop stronger sense of self. Adolescents develop new relationships. They become independent and have an increasing sense of responsibility. But at times, they are not able to cope up with so many changes happening to them and societal expectations, and they engage into risky behavior that can have adverse effect on personal relationships and life in general. That's why this period is also called period of stress and storm. Storm here because so many changes they are happening simultaneously, and challenges and expectations of self and others, it leads to lot of stress. At times adolescents they even get confused about the roles they are expected to play. Like if they behave like children, they are told you are grown up now, and when they wish to behave like grown up, they are told to act their age and not behave like adults. Let's now talk about physical development at this stage. Physical development refers to bodily changes including growth, improved gross and fine motor skills, and biological maturity. At this stage, there is a significant increase in height, weight, internal organ size, as well as changes in skeletal and muscular system. Puberty or sexual maturity. It marks the end of the childhood and signifies the beginning of adolescence. It is a gradual process, not a sudden event. Puberty, a phase of physiological change, it triggers the release of hormones that results in the development of primary and secondary sexual characteristics. The primary sexual characteristics include those that are directly related to the reproduction, that is, maturation of sex organs. And secondary sexual characteristics, it includes non-reproductive physical features like breast development in girls and facial hair in boys. Pubertal changes in boys are marked by acceleration in growth, facial hair, and changes in voice. In girls, rapid growth in height usually begins about 2 years before menarche, that is onset of menstruation. For boys, growth spurt generally begins at the age of 12 or 13. For girls, it is at the age of 10 or 11. Adolescents, they develop sexual identity, that is sexual orientation that guides their sexual behavior. It is important at this stage that adults they provide accurate information and respond to the questions, because lack of adequate knowledge or misconceptions about sex can increase the risk of AIDS or other sexually transmitted diseases. Also parents, teachers or guidance counselors, they can elevate young adults' concern about physical development and explain it to them. These changes are natural and common. This helps adolescents psychologically to accept their physical changes and develop a realistic self-image. Now let's talk about the cognitive developmental changes. Intellectual development, it refers to the increased ability to understand and reason. Adolescents, they develop the capacity for abstract thought processes. They typically progress from concrete operational level to acquiring the ability to develop and test hypotheses, analyze and synthesize data. They systematically seek solution for problems. They think of possible courses of action, and this type of logical thinking is called hypothetical deductive thinking. They also become more capable of examining their others' thoughts and what others are thinking about them. Piaget believed that formal operational thought appears between the ages of 11 to 15 years, and at this stage They develop the ability to think abstractly, analyze situations logically, and think realistically. The new cognitive abilities that are attained during adolescence rise to new feelings of egocentrism or heightened self-awareness, in which adolescents they believe that they can do anything and that they know better than anyone else, including their parents. According to David Elkind, a student of Piaget, imaginary audience and personal fable are two components of adolescents' egocentric thought. In imaginary audience, adolescents they generally are very highly self-conscious. They often create an imaginary audience in which they feel that everyone is constantly watching them. Because they think so much about them, they believe that others also must be thinking about them. Example of this can be when teens they form an idea if they post their new pic on social media or a new status, all the followers are eagerly checking up their new post. And this is an example of imaginary audience. The next component is personal fable, and that is their sense of thinking themselves as unique. It makes them feel that no one understands them, and to retain it, they may weave stories around themselves away from the world of reality. Personal fable is developmentally normal cognitive limitation, but unfortunately, it can have serious consequences as this is directly related to common adolescents' risk-taking behavior like driving recklessly or taking drugs. So adolescents' egocentrism is a stage of self-absorption where they see the world from their own perspective. This is the reason they are highly critical of authority figures, unwilling to accept criticism and quick to find faults with others. Adolescents' egocentrism helps to explain why they think they are focus of everyone's attention. Let's now talk about social development. Parent influence diminishes at this stage. According to Erik Erikson, the main social task of an adolescent is his search for unique identity. And in this search of his identity, he may experience role confusion. They try to figure out and find the answers to questions like, who am I? And they struggle to find balance between developing a unique individual identity while still being accepted and fitting in. Those who receive proper encouragement and reinforcement through personal exploration develops a strong sense of self, feeling of independence and control, and those who remain unsure of their beliefs and desires, they remain insecure and confused about themselves. The formation of identity is influenced by several factors like cultural background, family and societal values, ethnic background, socio-economic status, and vocational commitment. Like in some cultures, freedom to choose an occupation is given to the young people, whereas in certain other cultures, the option of making this choice is not given to the children. Let's now talk about the problems of adolescence and some major concerns. As we have already discussed that adolescence is a vulnerable period and at times because of uncertainties, loneliness and peer pressure, adolescents they engage in risk-taking behavior like delinquency, substance abuse, and they also develop eating disorders. Let's now talk about them. The first one is delinquency. Delinquency refers to the variety of behaviors, socially unacceptable behavior, legal offenses to criminal acts. Examples of this are missing school, running away from home, stealing, and criminal acts. Delinquents they have negative self-identity, little trust, and low achievement levels. It is also associated with low parental support, inappropriate discipline, and family discord. Also, change in their peer group, becoming aware of their social responsibilities, and developing feelings of self-worth and overcoming poor self-concept help in reduction of delinquent behavior. Next is substance abuse. Adolescents they are vulnerable to smoking, alcohol and drug abuse that can further lead to psychological dependency or addiction. This can affect or interfere with their development of coping skills and responsible decision making. At times it is due to peer pressure or desire to act like an adult or inability to deal with the stress. These adolescents they tend to be impulsive, aggressive, anxious, depressive, unpredictable, and they have low self-esteem and low expectation for achievement. Third concern is that of eating disorder. Adolescents' over-obsession with how they look and comparisons that they make with their peers and living in fantasy world, it leads to certain conditions where they develop eating disorders. The first type of eating disorder is anorexia nervosa. It is characterized by restricted eating, loss of weight and fear of putting on weight. Adolescents, they may perceive themselves as fat even when they are very thin. They have distorted body image that is preoccupied with food. That's why they starve themselves and do lot of exercise. Another eating disorder is bulimia. The bulimic goes on an eating binge, then purges by self-induced vomiting or using laxative, at times alternating it with fasting. Binge eating is often accompanied by feeling of shame and being out of control. Binge is an out of control episode of eating. People with binge eating disorder, they eat unusually large amount of food and in secret. They feel guilty about binge eating but feel such a compulsion that they cannot stop. That's all for today. I hope you will find this useful. Thanks for watching.